That's our planet. Oh my God, that's space.
Wow. Even if your nickname is Space Gal, you can be amazed when you actually get to space. Emily Calandrelli recently became the 100th woman of all time to slip the surly bonds of Earth, pierce the final frontier. And she and her Blue Origin crewmates traveled to about 62 miles above the Earth during their mission last month. Calandrelli is also the host of Emily's Science Lab back here on planet Earth, on ground, terra firma. It's on YouTube if you want to check it out. It's very good. And she joins us now to talk all about her journey. Emily, welcome back.
Thank you for having me back.
Talk to us about that video. There was emotion there in your voice.
Oh my gosh. So I'm an aerospace engineer. I studied this stuff for nearly a decade, and it has been a dream of mine to see that view for the longest time. And I think for a while I didn't think it was going to happen for me. And so that moment, there's a little bit of fear. I just launched on a rocket. There's a little bit of pride of like, oh my God, I did it. And then you're just overwhelmed with the view. It's pure magic.
Is it the overview effect? Is that what they call that?
Yeah, I think so. It affects everybody a little bit differently. For me, I think it's going to take a while to truly understand how it impacts me, but it was such a ride.
Yeah.
Such a ride.
So we all know what Earth looks like from space, right? Like all of these images. But when you're actually up there looking at it, is it different?
It feels different. It feels like you were looking at the Grand Canyon for the first time or the ocean for the first time. It's like the biggest possible thing that your eyes have ever seen. And you're seeing new contrasts, new colors, new details, and the blackness of space. Like, you've never seen a color like this before.
Wow.
It is just the absence of anything, and it's a little bit spooky, actually.
I'm so glad you bring up the Grand Canyon or the ocean. I find when I go back to the water, it's summertime and you see the ocean for the first time, it's always bigger than you remember.
Yes.
And I think the Grand Canyon has the same effect. There are certain things that don't fit through the lens of a camera.
Right.
Your brain can expand them in a different way. So I would have my mind blown, I think.
You should go. I highly recommend it.
I would love to. I would love to. I actually did the training for an old Virgin Atlantic or Virgin Galactic rocket where, in the centrifuge.
Yep.
So talk to us about that G-force feeling, though. To get there is not easy.
It's not easy. So you're traveling at thousands of miles per hour. You feel about
you're like laying back,
You're
right?
laying back. So that makes the G-forces a little bit less intense because it's hitting you at a diagonal. So you're not at risk of passing out or anything like that, but you still feel it. And you get about 3 Gs on the way up, but you get 5 Gs on the way down because you're decelerating really quickly. So your face feels a little bit like it's melting off into the chair, and it's a little bit hard to breathe, and that's the most intense part of the ride.
So 5 times what you're feeling right now of the Earth's atmosphere just coming through you, right? That's
right. 5 times gravity.
Yeah.
And are you supposed to breathe in a certain way, or?
Yeah, you're kind of like. I've flown in fighter jets, so I had some G training, and so I did that a little bit, so I didn't pass out.
So talk to us a bit about the landing and how parachutes help.
Yes, exactly. So I have an experiment here, and while it may not look like it, this teaches us why we use parachutes to land spacecraft back down here on Earth. So when I landed on Earth, my spacecraft deployed 3 big parachutes, and those filled up with a lot of air, and that air resistance slowed us down. And we may not think about it, but in this room, we have 14.7 pounds per square inch of pressure everywhere all the time, which means on every square inch of your body, you have 15 pounds of force from the air in this room. We don't feel it because our bodies are used to it, but this experiment shows us that the air in the room is pushing on everything all the time. That air is pushing up on that ping pong ball, counteracting the force of water pushing it down. Now, we also have some surface tension that's keeping that ping pong in place, but that's the air pressure in the room is putting that ping pong up there, preventing that water from falling out.
Can I feel that for a second? Like, is it really, can you flip it over again? Is it really stuck? Like,
feel it. You can kind of move it a little bit. It's
I was not expecting that.
Yeah, you can move it like that.
I love how it's like a law of nature or whatever, but we still have the towel ready.
Just in case, because you never know.
You never know.
Nothing is 100%.
But so NASA wants to go to Mars in the 2030s, land a mission with human beings.
That seems soon, doesn't it?
I really hope I live to be old enough to see this, right?
I cannot wait for that.
So how is landing back on Earth, big old planet,
Yes.
different or same for landing on Mars as a planet?
So the trickiest part of Mars is that it only has 1% of the air pressure that we have here on Earth. So parachutes don't work as well. You use them, but you need other things as well. You need retro rockets, you need sky cranes. And when NASA lands rovers on Mars, they call it the 7 minutes of terror, because you need all of these things to happen in succession, like perfectly and autonomously, because it's so far away that the radio delay is too much to have any human involvement.
So your rocket went up without a hitch, but a lot of times, like, these things are delayed or they're canceled because there's wind. I've always wondered how the wind can cancel a giant rocket that's probably like tons and tons of pounds.
Yes, exactly, because these rockets, so mine, for example, launched 2,000 miles per hour upward, but 15, 20 miles per hour sideways would have delayed the rocket. So I have another experiment to show why that is. So rockets are really only strong in one direction. Similarly, a soda can is only strong in one direction. And we can prove that here. This is an experiment from one of my Stay Curious and Keep Exploring books. And if I stand on here with my boot, you can see that it's not crushing. And so, if I take it like this, watch what happens when I just pinch it with a little bit of pressure.
Right.
It breaks, right? Because it's only strong vertically, it's not strong in this direction, because it doesn't need to be. If we tried to make it strong in every direction, it would be too heavy, too inefficient, too expensive, just like a rocket.
Oh, amazing.
Really cool.
And this is what you actually wore in space?
Yes.
Have you named her?
Spacesuit. Oh, and I have not named her. I've also not washed her. And so I think that I'm just going to keep all the space sweat in my spacesuit. Yeah, it's all very special to me.
This is amazing. So what are you looking for next? We talked about Mars, but what's the exciting thing for you when you look at the future of space travel?
Oh, I'm excited for more people to see the view that I got to see. Like, you heard my discovery, my awe. Like, I cannot wait to share that experience with the little kids, the families who follow me online. And I want more people across this planet to be able to get that perspective.
Forever changed, are you?
Forever changed.
Do you feel like you have a different appreciation for life and every day?
Yes. I mean, I feel so grateful because only fewer than 700 people out of the 100 billion humans who have been alive on this planet have seen that view, and I got to be one of them.
More people played professional football, baseball, and basketball last year than have done that in just 1 year. So.
Yeah.
Emily Calandrelli, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Really excited to have you back. Emily's Science Lab, featuring some easy experiments for kids, is available on YouTube. Check it out.